either to Corbett or to Bharatpur. So in this design, 2009, I think my wife and I went. I said, no, we must see a tiger. We have not seen a tiger. And my wife had never seen a tiger. All these things only we bachelors saw. Kana or Bandhavgarh. No, not Bandhavgarh. What is that? Kavini. And in 2009, we went to Corbett. That is one of the serious visits. And we did about 7 or 8 safaris. We saw nothing. And we said, why did we exert ourselves to come all the way to Corbett? But the place is beautiful, there is no doubt about it. But we want to see a tiger, All said and done, whatever we may say, as a nature lover, we must enjoy nature, in whatever form it is present. All that is fine. But ultimately, you tend to work on this ROI concept. And then on the last safari, we were about to leave in the afternoon. On the last safari, we saw one of the best sightings ever we have done. Now, let me take you through. This is more visual. I'm not going to do much of talking. The light on, Chalama. So this is Corbett. This is Dikala. Corbett is Corbett has got about I think 6 entry points, and Dikala is one of the major ones and the largest one, and it's a very interesting area. Now why Corbett? He was a hunter. Corbett was a hunter, and then he was a colonel in the Indian Army, and then he took to conservation. So probably it is one of the very few areas in India which is still named after a British, and proudly so. This is at the foothills of Nainital. I think this is the Terai region. And it is the first park to be established in 1936. And thanks to Madam Indira Gandhi, the Project Tiger got implemented in 1971. And if any of you want further information, you can visit the official website. There are a lot of websites. UK is Uttarakhand. UK is Uttarakhand. It used to be Uttaranchal, and then it got changed, part of old Uttar Pradesh. So a lot of information is available on that website. No, I'm not going into that. Because the general tendency is whatever I tell you, many of you may go home and then again check, whether what this guy said is correct. So my Corbett venture started in 2003, and as I said, seriously from 2009. And like Sabrimala pilgrimage, I go every year, at least once. This year I think I've gone twice, and next year already I have planned for twice. These things need planning for the simple reason that it is a permit Raj. So you need to apply for permits, and getting accommodation inside the jungle is an issue. Dikala is deep inside, 25-30 kilometers from Ramnagar, which is the railhead for Corbett. And it's an experience. It has got a river, it has got a mountain, it has got jungles, it has got grassland. So this is the Project Tiger, where the government has sunk in a lot of money. wealth plan says 1,245 crores. So these are the project tiger areas. And in Tamil Nadu, we have so many of them. But it is very difficult to, number one, get into the jungle. Number two, there is no organized tourism except that you get down to a canter and the tiger will definitely vanish on hearing the sound of the canter. Mitsubishi canter. So, it's very unfortunate. And whatever sighting has happened in Mudumalai is on the main road. A lot of sightings happen. Late in the evening or even during daytime on the road from Bandipur to Ooty, that is the Segur Ghats. You can see both leopards as well as tigers. Elephants, of course. And this is the comparative table for the tiger population in 2010 and 2014. It starts from 2006. So let's just stick to the total. So from 1,400, 1,700, today it is 2,200. Which again, a lot of people dispute. Because this census figure is always disputed. They say that, it's exaggerated, this. But one thing, as a layperson who keeps going, today it's visible. Till about 7 or 8 years, if somebody had, even for you to meet somebody who has seen a tiger was a big thing. So today we see, last year I saw 30 tigers. So there are 6 eco zones in Corbett where you can enter the jungle. Dikala has got about 4 camps. That is Sultan, Gairal, Sarabduli and Dikala. Bijrani has got 2 camps, Bijrani and Mailani. Jirna 1, Dela 1, Sonanandi. Sonanandi again has got about 3 or 4 and Durga Devi. I have not been to the last 2. And this is something that keeps you motivated. When you are in a jungle, and especially when you want to see a tiger, there is absolutely no guarantee that we will end up seeing one. So when you see this board, somebody has seen, next, the hope is there. In the evening trip or the next morning, I will see. Now this is a typical remote guest house in Mailani. This doesn't have catering. You'll have to buy the provisions, go there, and the caretaker and our jeep driver, they will cook a good meal for you. So, which means you will buy for another 5 people. This is a typical morning safari, before a safari in Dikala. So now let us get on to a safari. This is a typical sunrise in the Dikala grasslands. Normally, what we do is, when you go on a safari, we try to go here to get the colors. It's beautiful. It's a very vast grassland, maybe 25-30 square kilometers. This is on a misty, during winter it's always misty. Winter months. Can you see the elephants? Here you can see the elephants. We also have elephant safaris. That is, when you lose hope, then you feel that, getting onto the elephant, you can go near the tiger, which of course is quite ordeal, getting onto the elephant. And then during summer, you'll have, especially evening time, the Dikala area, grasslands will have hundreds of elephants in various forms. You'll have some having a bath, some after the bath coming out like this. Then you'll have all these things happening. The calf playing or fighting. This video is, I think, is about 6 years old. So maybe the HD is not there at that point of time. The advantage of having still camera which has got video mode also. So when you're bored, we switch on to movie mode. Imagine how it will be when it is live before you. Now this will go on and on, so I'll just skip to the... It becomes more interesting, but it will take you 4 minutes. What we do is, evenings, some days we'll decide, today let us look at the elephants, forget the tigers. And especially after April 15th or 20th, it's absolute treat. You will hear all these noises, excuse me for that, inevitable. These are the jeeps. Even in the jungle, the drivers don't behave themselves, what to do. This is elephant mating. And my friend and I were there. His YouTube upload has had about nearly 1 lakh hits or something. You say anything mating, immediately we will have. I'm going to continue with this because it's very interesting when the mating really takes place, how the male elephant reacts. No. I have a 600 mm lens. No, I don't think this is a 600, but see, Madhura, what happens is you learn so many tricks over a period of time. How to photograph. See, today, if you ask me whether you want to see a tiger, I want to see a tiger, yes, but I want to photograph it first. Seeing a tiger doesn't interest beyond a stage. Look at the deer in the background. Don't miss that. I think any Very interesting, all the stags will be huddled up together. Please watch this reaction. So the triumphant. This is in a mid-morning at Dikala. We had a dry morning and I wanted to see some birds, at the waterfront. So we were just hanging around and suddenly we saw this tiger walking at a distance. And this again went on to become one of our best sightings. So it went and sat in the water for a while. Then it came out, then starts walking towards the grasslands. This is at the riverside. See how it is, it's a tabletop grassland, then at a depth is the river. So from the river it is now walking up. So now getting on to the highland area. Then it came near us, about 15 feet, 15 or 20 feet. Then again it went. Again it came. Then it went near a kill, which is a crocodile. This is the kill. Probably previous day's kill. Now this elephant group, that's very interesting. They were all scattered. When they saw, we just stopped, looking at the elephants. And then they all huddled together. Slowly they came close together and looked at us. Then they ascertained that we are not harmful. Then they dispersed. This is the Dikala grass having been burnt by the forest department. Every summer they do it for two reasons. One is to prevent forest fires. Second is to get new shoots. Yeah, this is what I meant. The stag. It's a beautiful spectacle. And a tiger on prowl. Of course, we couldn't get to see that. But they hide themselves in the grass. And when the grass is high, it's very difficult to identify them or locate them. This is a hog deer, which is seen only in Corbett. There are two types. One is a swamp deer. So, swamp deer is Barasinga. Yeah. This is a hog deer. Elephants. They go into the forest, after grazing and then drinking water. Can you see something here? Yeah. We couldn't see it. Our driver, seasoned guy, he saw it. This is a mountain goat. After he located, it took us 5 minutes to locate this. This is how they burn the grass and the leaves. Now I think due to this carbon problem, they have stopped doing it. And it's becoming dangerous. Now from Dikala grassland, we go to area called Sambar Road, which is along the Ramganga river. Now this river is the heart of Corbett. This flows, this is a tributary of Ganga and a perennial river. Some years we have seen it full, end to end. Most years it is like this. This is again a sunrise. That is the east, Hikalaya is on the west. So this is a typical sound that you get in the forest. This is a group of cormorant in its breeding plumage. So they play here. I think this is in the month of March, February or March. Now every month is different, in Corbett. The tiger also looks different during winter months because they develop that furry mane. But in summer it is not there. This is a python. This python used to come out every day and sun itself. So if you, first day we missed it, then somebody at the canteen said that, did you see the python? Then we asked the driver. Then driver said, yeah, I forgot, every day it will come, next day we will go. So we saw the next day, we saw the following day. You hear two sounds here. One is a barking sound of a deer. That means it's an alarm call. The second one. Which, see, tracking tiger is mainly based on two factors. One is footprints. Next is this kind of alarm calls. Alarm calls emanate from deer. This is deer. Monkeys, which is very reliable. These two are quite reliable. Then barking deer and sambar deer, and sometimes even peacocks. Now this is the only leopard I have seen in Corbett. This leopard had a kill. Can you see it? This is the skeleton. And this kill was there for 3 days. And this leopard was hovering around that area and will come, eat it. I don't know. It never dragged it to a hiding place and hide nearby. And then the whole problem is for a leopard in an environment surrounded by tigers, it is very insecure. Because here, tiger is the stronger predator. And leopard is very, very slimy. So it survives. Whereas you take a park like Yala in Sri Lanka, where there is no other predator other than leopard, but leopard is very relaxed. It will come near you, it will pose. You can never expect this in any of these forests. Of course, this is on the same road. This is a tiger which is called the Chuapani male. They name the tigers based on the area. Grassland female, highland male, like that. They name. So this is the Chuapani female. It has got 2 cubs. When we saw it, this is in May this year, 2017. Comes, they knew that it's going to come. Sat there. This is what we want, Seeing tiger fleeting, no fun in, we can't photograph it, basically. We want expressions. That's it. Elephants on Ram Ganga. Pardon? We were probably 40 feet, 40 feet, 40 to 60 feet. Pardon? They are not bothered. No, they are very relaxed. Tigers don't run away. Leopard will run away. They don't. Tigers, I have seen tigers. Tigers will slowly go away. They won't run away. This time in November, December, first time I saw a tiger running before our jeep. I have never seen a tiger run. I think probably when you took that picture, no, crossing, that was one occasion when they ran. Very rarely they run. They are used to it. Because there are about 20 vehicles. Every day, see, all these permits are limited. I think in Dikala there are about 20 vehicles. In Bijrani there are about 30 vehicles. So they restrict it. Beyond that, they don't allow. This is the Parwali female. This is called Parwali. Par means beyond in Hindi. Is it so? Par. So this is called Parwali. So they don't name it, Krishna, Rama, nothing. Jim, nothing of that sort. It's all on the area. This one is a very photographer friendly. This is of course a pied kingfisher. This is the same Parwali after 6 months. This is again a monitor lizard. We were waiting for a tiger and this one was happily moving around, majestically. Yeah, we were waiting for this tiger. Can you see it? Extremely shy. I think this is again that Chuvapani female, which you saw drinking water. That was in May. This is in November, December. We waited for 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Then it came out. We were photographing a bird. At that time, the guide said, "Sir, tiger." So this tiger came, nobody else was there. The tiger came out, saw us, instantaneously went inside, into the bushes. Then the driver is a very efficient guy. He said, "Sir, we'll just wait. This one will come out." Then after 1.5 hours or so, it came out. Then, again, a lot of vehicles were waiting. It saw us, then went into the bushes here. That's it. And crossed us where we saw that monitor lizard. It crossed the road. Nobody knew about it. And this is a barking deer. This is, you know what? This is ganja. It grows rampantly there, along the banks. So now what they have done is they have removed it and laid a road there on it. These are otters on the river. Absolute fun to look at. So here they are eating a fish. This is a fish. This is a tiger which we saw from a great distance. This is the Highland male. It climbed up, but we just don't know where it went. One of the male tigers are very shy generally. They don't expose themselves much. very shy. This time we saw two. One saw us because the jeep behind us started. The second time it started running in front of our jeep into the bush. Then it came out, and our guy was smart enough to park there, saw us, and then went. We didn't get a single picture of it. Now we are crossing over Ramganga river and going to park to the other side. This is the bridge on which we drive. And this picture is in 2009, I think. So you can see the color of the jeep. Today these jeeps are not allowed, and you can. So at that point of time, even private vehicles were allowed. But today, no. It's a very common sight. They kick up dust during summer. That is, they not only clean up the grass, but also to prevent insects from sitting on them, I think they throw mud on themselves. This is our first ever tiger sighting in Corbett. When we were totally crestfallen, angry that we came all the way here, nothing to see, and suddenly, around 8:15 in the morning, we were all alone. No one was around. Because normally what happens is when there is a tiger sighting, we will have 20 jeeps. There is a male tiger. This one started walking, entered water, and we were on the par side, so it was facing us all along. Then they gave us a treat. See, look at the size of the face. This should be about 3 years old, Raj. 2 to 3. Look same, no? This is the interior Dikala, where there is no water body. So from grassland Dikala, they are going towards the interior. This is again a monitor lizard. See, one good thing about Corbett is even if you don't see a tiger, you see a whole lot of other things. Yeah, this herd started chasing us. This one is called the grassland female. Early morning, 6:30, we just leave the camp, and then the drivers said, "Sir, there is a alarm call." So Suddenly we heard a growl. Then our driver, he said, sir, it's going to come out there on the other side, because this one is from the grassland, it has to go to the grassland. And then it came out. Normally they run away, seeing so many people. This one sat and started eating elephant dung and started rolling. Now the purpose behind this is they want to mask their smell so that the prey doesn't run away. So if it smells like an elephant, it will stay. So that is the purpose of rolling over dung. What is this here? It came very near us. This one and that Parvali in water, I think are sisters. And also the Chivapani. And the day we entered Dikala this time, that Chivapani female and Parvali had a fight in water. Because that Sambar road, where we saw the tiger walking on a road, that road is shared by 4 tigers. Chivapani female, grassland female, Parvali comes on and off, comes to water more, and there is a male tiger. And they don't like the territory being infiltrated. Yes. This is Bijirani zone. Now we are out of Dikala. This landscape is totally different. Because there is no perennial river, there is only monsoon river, and fairly dry. We have a lot of elephants, less of grass. This elephant chased us. Now this is a tigress called Sharmili, which has been one of the most photographed tigers in Corbett. And also, now I think 3 generations are there. Sharmili, this is a picture of Sharmili with 2 cubs. She had 4 cubs at this point of time. But when I saw it, only 2, one more was there. It's not in the frame. This is the tiger cub and this is the grown-up adult. You're able to follow. The cub is now a sub-adult. And they named it Pandit because I believe it has got a P on its face. P. So they named one Pandit. There were 2 males in the litter. One was Pandit, the other was Virat. This is the following year. Same guy. This is a barking deer. Himalayan region is famous for birds. Corbett, any visit of say 4 or 5 days, you can easily spot about 50 to 75 species. And further up you go to places like Nainital and up Pangot, Satal, Bhimtal, you will easily spot about 100 to 125. No, sorry. This is a yellow-footed green pigeon. Normally they come in 20, 30, like that. This is a Himalayan vulture. This is in the zone called Jirna. This is a Khalij pheasant. This is a black francolin. It makes noise when you go. What is this? Slaty-headed parakeet, I think. Slaty-headed parakeet. This is a emerald dove. Very colorful, you know. Absolutely. This is one of the prettiest of birds, which I wanted to photograph for about 10 years. And this time it happened in November, December. And it really posed well. This is a blue bearded bee eater. Very pretty bird. This is a grey shrike. Grey-headed shrike, I think. This is a Palacis fish eagle on the Ramganga river. It has got a fish. It's eating fish. It's taking off with the fish. What happens is it hooks the fish with its claws. This is a common merganser. This is a great Indian hornbill, largest of the hornbills. This is a changeable hawk eagle in flight. This is a hen harrier. This is a brown fish owl. Grey hornbill. This is a grey hornbill. Now there are about 3 types of hornbills here. One is grey hornbill, the other is the Great Indian hornbill, and the third one is the Oriental pied hornbill, which is a black and white. Pied means black and white. This is a green magpie. Crested kingfisher. There are about 4 types of kingfisher. One is a white-throated, which is very common. Then common kingfisher, crested kingfisher, and pied kingfisher. 4 of them. Very commonly seen here. The common kingfisher is not very common, unfortunately. This is a grey-headed fish eagle, right? Grey-headed fish eagle. This is again the Palacis fish eagle, drinking water, taking flight. Again a hornbill. This is a nuthatch, velvet-fronted nuthatch. This is again the fish eagle, fish owl, brown fish owl. This is a stalk-billed kingfisher. This is quite rare in that area. Changeable hawk eagle. What is this, Rags? This is hen harrier? Or a Mantoco harrier? Theriyala correct adu. This is a crested bunting. Remember crested bunting. Common hawk cuckoo. Thank you. Out of boredom, I was singing and somebody clicked. So it came in apt. Any questions? See, partly you are all to be blamed for this because you were all in Delhi. If you had been in Chennai, I don't think we would have had an opportunity to go to North. We would have continued to stay in Chennai. And all of us would have met every evening. So, it's good, no? Very tough. See, getting accommodation in Dikala is now become a nightmare. They made it online. And what happens is, the plan opens at 10 o'clock. No, 9:30. For Corbett it is 9:30. No, 10 or 9:30. And by, I think it's 10. By 10:01 everything is full. No, it just gets full because a lot of takers. And the accommodation in Corbett also includes the permit. Okay. Whereas in other sanctuaries, every permit, for example, you take Kana, it will be 1,550 rupees per safari, the permit alone. So that is 3,100 rupees plus the gypsy. So Corbett is very inexpensive that way. Whereas you take Khana, it will work out to, see, Khana today they are quoting about, if you ask the hotels, they are quoting 8,000 rupees per safari, which is not the case. So if you don't know, then you are ripped off. Whereas the vehicle is only 2,500 rupees there. Wait, plus, which one? Corbett. They have hid it. When was this? Oh my God. Then I will have to go to Mudumalai on the main road.
Take one more question. Yeah.
Did you have better sighting? Okay. Did you have better sighting of in the jeep or on the elephant? And was it safe? Which is safer?
Then you can say.
Chasing happening between a tiger and a safari on the elephants.
Walking on the road in Madras is not safe. So it's your perception, how you view it. And as long as you behave yourself and you don't play loud music, which used to happen in Mudumalai. See, Mudumalai is in a very vantage point, Kerala, Karnataka, on the highway. So what used to happen is, people crossing the Teppakadu for fun, and I have taken my own car inside Mudumalai in the year 1989, a Maruti 800, without realizing, at that time I was young, so without realizing the consequences, happily took a Maruti 800. Then an elephant started chasing. That is when you realize how stupid you are, because we will have to go only on the road, whereas the elephant can go on any terrain. So the elephant can cut across and hit you. Now coming to the safety angle, if you think it is safe, it is safe. If you think it is not safe, it is not safe. Don't go. This is what I was explaining. My colleague who was sitting there, he used to call me in early 80s. No. Scared. But once you start going, then you get used to it. Everything is a matter of, driving on Madras roads. Initially, you are a L license. then you don't want to drive. The driving school will somehow get you a license. Then your father will get you a vehicle. Necessarily you will have to drive. Twice you will go and bash up. Third time you start driving. Same thing. But here, nothing untoward has happened so far. It has charged. This Parvali, that one on this thing, when she had cubs, she used to charge. But I was not, it didn't charge us. It has charged us.
I will hold it for you.
Elephants charge. Elephants charge, but the drivers have to be good. They are very well trained. See, in Corbett, one good thing about the drivers and many of the guides is they are pretty good. They are very sincere, they are very enthusiastic. I won't say that of many other parks. But Corbett in particular. See, staying in the Dikala camp fosters some sort of camaraderie amongst the drivers and the guides. So they discuss. So then there is a level of competition. Oh, your jeep saw, my jeep didn't see. All these things happen. But thinking that first visit into the jungle, you are going to see a tiger, it's good that you think like that. Every visit we think like that. But on an average, we may see 1 in 4 safaris. If you take the average, you may end up seeing 3 also. See, the tigers also move early morning, late evening, generally. But it's not a thumb rule. They move during daytime also. They are also conditioned by the jeeps.
I'm just waiting for him.
Today. See, many of these tigers we saw not during the late evening or morning, midday. So, the one, sitting in water, 3-4 slides I put, they are all at about 3 o'clock or 3:30. 3:30, 4 o'clock, So if you had asked me 3 years back, I will only say morning and evening. Today, no.
So, thank you. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. We also have organized tea, and I'm very sure Mr. Rajiv will be available with us to have a few more questions and interact in person. It was a very fascinating talk, but I would think this wouldn't be complete if we don't have Professor to wrap it up for us. So, sir, could you please say a few words?
Well, thank you, Rajiv, for this wonderful 1 hour. You took us to a place where Jim Corbett said, the law of the jungle. People say there's a law of the jungle to indicate anarchy. The jungle has a law. The law is harmony. It is only the human world which is anarchy. Similarly, Indira Gandhi, when she opened Project Tiger, she mentioned that tiger, loss of a tiger is not just loss of tiger. It's the loss of a habitat. It's the loss of a lot of biodiversity. Therefore, I think what you have brought out clearly here, the harmony among all the animals. Otherwise, so many animals won't exist there. They're very rich fauna. We should be proud that in our country we have such places. There are a number of places. We are very rich in wildlife, very rich in biodiversity. So thank you for chronicling all this. And also, with very few words, you brought out very significant points on the life of the tiger and the life of Corbett. Let me conclude by saying, the Indian Veterinary Research Institute wanted to put up a vaccine producing lab at Mukteshwar. One had to take very complex equipment, very heavy equipment, along what is called the Corbett territory, where tigers, many of them are afraid. Once the first lot went, they found the tigers were sleeping, they were not disturbed at all. Once they know that you are not going to harm them, they won't harm you at all. That is what was called the law of the jungle. Thank you, and over a cup of tea, people can have more questions. I hope every one of your visits, you will give a lecture, because it elevates you to a different plane.
Chronicling 10 years is quite a task.
How rich natural beauty is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Please do join us for tea at the pantry. Thank you again, Mr. Rajiv, for a fascinating journey.